ever, Shannon Miller. The last time she walked off the vault, she was in tears. Tonight, given a second chance, she may well end up with gold. Dominique Dawes. Her fall during the all-around floor exercise shattered her golden moments. Tonight, it is Dawes who seeks redemption. She looks to join her team gold medal with an individual on the uneven bars. And what will tonight bring for Svetlana Volginskaya? Considered ancient in her sport, competing in her last Olympics, and looking to convince the world that she is still the goddess of gymnastics. Men's pommel horse, women's uneven bars, and men's still rings. And first up, the floor. It is time for the event finals on women's vault. We are going to see two Americans looking for another chance at gold. There's Shannon Miller, who replaces Carrie Strug. Of course, you know the story. Carrie was not able to enter the event finals today because of that ankle that she bruised, helping the team win the gold. Dominique Dawes is healthy. Here's a look at the rest of the gymnasts that you will see. There are 8 on this piece of apparatus. Dawes, Volkwilan, Kinagojin, Galieva, Volginskaya, Shannon Miller will be 6 to go. Elisheva and Simona Amanar. If you want to know about the vaults, here's something about the vaults. The vault. It is the most powerful and explosive piece of apparatus for the women. A little more than 5 feet across and 4 feet high. And the key here is that springboard placed in front. That's where the ladies get their lift. 3 parts to this: the pre-flight, the block, and the landing. And in a few moments here, Mo Huilan should give us a clinic on how to score big on the vaults. Also, look for Svetlana Volginskaya, who has not yet medaled in this, her 3rd Olympics. A medal would cement her comeback. But she can't do it without getting past the Americans. And when they are vaulting, the Georgia Dome will sound like the Super Bowl. Let's go down to Beth Bruyak. Beth.
John, I was going to bring you a little update on Carrie because she said doing a vault tonight was impossible. She is still hoping, though, that she might be healed enough to go into floor finals tomorrow night. I talked to her earlier today and asked her if she has done any actual tumbling yet.
Well, we haven't really tried it yet. You know, maybe later tonight we're going to see, but, you know, want to save up for tomorrow. And, you know, with adrenaline, a lot of things can happen. You know, obviously, I don't think I would have been able to do that vault if it would have just been, you know, a regular situation. So I'm going to rely on a lot of experience and adrenaline to help me through.
Who will get to make the final decision about whether you go out on the floor?
Well, I think it's going to be a combination of, you know, my coaches, Bella and Marta Caroli, and also the doctor, because, you know, they don't want me to have further damage or hurt something else by me trying to protect my leg. So I think it's going to be a combination of everyone, and also including myself.
So she is back tonight at the house where the team is staying. She'll be watching this on TV. She's getting round-the-clock therapies. And, John, she really believes that she still has a chance tomorrow, but as you just heard her say, it will be a group decision in Carrie's best interest, and we'll know tomorrow.
Thanks, Beth. And now the person with the chance is this young lady, Shannon Miller, getting last-minute instructions from Steve Nuno, her coach. Miller will be going actually 6th, as I have it. And Dominique Dawes will be first up to go. Miller, who finished on the vault in Barcelona and was out of a gold medal in the all-around by the most narrow margin occasion in the history of the Olympic Games.
John, we talk about the different competitions, the team event, the all-around competition, and the event finals. Something that is very interesting for the audience to know about the vault event finals, it is still 2 vaults, but the difficulty here in event finals is that the athletes have to perform 2 very different vaults. Up until now, they were able to do the same vault twice, and in the team event, we saw it was the best of 2, and in the all-around, the average. So tonight, it's 2 different vaults, and that's where it's extremely difficult.
That's Svetlana Boginskaya, who is largely regarded as one of the all-time favorites in the world of gymnastics. The first of vault here will be Dominique Dawes, and a lot of folks are wondering how good a position that is.
Well, sometimes, John, you can set the standard, and certainly in Dominique's position, she is capable of doing 2 very big vaults.
The vault is right by the biggest side of the crowd. Huge step.
Well, she's capable of doing much better than that, as we've seen in the past. It's a 1.5 twist, which she has competed many times before.
And this was blinding when she did this vault. We're looking right into that audience, and there are about 10,000 flashes that go out, and that can actually blind you a little bit. They're not supposed to be doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a reminder.
Huge step on the landing. Now, we talked about block in the opening here. Take a look at how high she actually gets off the horse. 1.5 twist, blind landing, opens up just a little bit too late, and that's about a 2/10 deduction on that landing.
Double blind landing. She couldn't see the floor, and she couldn't see anything because of the flash bulbs.
Now, the difficulty here, John, is these women have to perform 2 very different vaults. As we've seen heading into this competition, in some of the other events, they were doing the same vault twice, but in event finals, that's one of the rules. 2 different families.
And they really don't practice these vaults anywhere near as much as the other vault. The event finals, this is the only time that they're required to do that.
9.662 for the first vault. Dominique, of course, is in her 2nd Olympic Games at only 19 years old. She will go when she's ready. The same step.
Same step as the first vault. This one, again, it's out of a 10.0, so she went out doing 2 very difficult vaults, but as Tim said earlier, they sometimes do not practice that second skill as much as the first vault that she typically uses.
Mo Huilan, the People's Republic of China. We met her a couple of nights ago. We saw about her mother, who literally gave her up to the sport of gymnastics. The 2 do not see each other all that much. It was a tearful reunion that we witnessed, and a piece that was very touching on her. She's had her Olympic hopes dashed twice. First during the team competition, when her team failed to medal, and then finishing 4th, and then in the all-around competition, where she finished a disappointing 5th for her.
And John, she can do 2 very difficult vaults. Her first one is the most difficult. It was actually one of the prettiest vaults that we saw in the team competition. She scored a 9.8 heading into today's event.
Dominique's average 9.649.
And as Elfie said, one of the top 5 things I've seen at the games was her vault in the team championships. It was beautiful.
Well, that is considered a step, so she will take a slight deduction for that landing, but as I said, absolutely beautiful. It's a very difficult vault. It's out of a 10.0. Double twisting Yurchenko. You'll see 2 women in tonight's competition performing that vault.
But just like floor exercise, we're seeing the first few athletes out of the blocks and really giving things away. I doubt that you'll see an Olympic champion take a step on their first or more comfortable vault. This is fantastic. It's a great vault, super difficulty, but she can do it better.
They'll average that vault with this upcoming vault.
This second vault is a vault that she has not practiced. Very often in the practice sessions of this competition, she used that other vault in every other event we've seen so far.
A huge score compared to Dominique's 9.649.
Amazing, huh, Elfie? She scored a
9.8 in the team competition, which was a rip-off.
Yes. We've been wanting to say that on the air. She definitely got ripped in the team competition.
Now, just quickly, this vault she's about to do now is only valued out of a 9.9.
Close, John. She almost held on, but just took that small step to the side. Beautiful vault, but as Elfie said, it only starts from 9.9. With the step, she's going to be a little bit low.
Reading mythology, watching television, and she loves to play video.
Plenty of height, however, Tim. Nice body position in the air, and it's so unfortunate that she took that small step.
We'll get her second score coming up. Here this evening. A bit later on, we're also going to have men's pommel horse, women's bars, and men's rings as we start off the event finals. 2 days of the event finals here at the Olympic Games. And that second vault score is not coming up. There we go. The average is a 9.768 for low. That, of course, knocks Dominique Dawes into second position. Now it brings up Gina Gojin from Romania.
She is world champion on this event. Obviously, that works to her advantage. She has many titles on vault. And when she does this vault well, it's incredible. She gets a lot of height off this horse. Take a look at that. It was the same vault as Dominique Dawes, but a totally different landing. That's what you need to do at the Olympic Games in the event finals.
When you're doing a forward landing vault like we just saw there, the risk is that if you under-rotate just a little bit, you sit down. So every time you go for a stuck landing, like she is right here, she has the risk that she's going to not get over enough and have to sit. But that was right on the edge of the envelope, and so she's okay.
Many are surprised this 18-year-old is even here. You know the story. Back in June 12th, she had an emergency appendectomy. It was done with non-invasive surgery. Octavian Beller, the coach. A 9.8 for the first vault.
Nice score, and the challenge here is doing as well on the second vault. Now she is doing a 10.0 vault, unlike Mo Hulen, whose second vault was only out of a 9.9. So she is giving herself every opportunity to score that much closer to a 10.0.
If you just joined us, we're in the event finals here in the Georgia Dome. Women's vault.
Well, instead of under-rotating, Tim, she took a little extra hop, had a little bit more to give.
Like we said over and over again, this is the competition where they have to do 2 vaults. In the team, they only need to do 1 vault. In the all-around, only 1 vault. So they really don't practice this. And when you're a little bit shaky and you're doing one of those forward landings like we just spoke about, you're a little cautious, and so you overdo it just a bit, and that's what she did.
A gold medal available on each piece of apparatus. You only get, well, in the case of the vault, it's 2 shots, but 1 shot really, 1 score. Average of the 2 vaults. Gojin a 9.750, so that puts her in between Mo Hulen and Dominique Dawes in second place so far, which brings up Rosa Galieva from Russia, who is 19 years old. Again, Russia won the silver medal in the team competition, but she has had some horrible luck in the middle of 2 of her floor exercise routines. The American cheers were so loud.
So close to sticking this vault. It was the same one as Dawes and Gojin. But you know, they're all having some problems with those landings, especially with these blind landing vaults. They're very difficult. Your timing has to be right on. You have to be totally aware of your body position in the air. There's the 1.5 twist. Opens up. looked great, but took the step back.
As I was saying, the crowd has been so loud here. She was on floor exercise during the team competition while Carrie Strug was being carried out of here on a stretcher. She could not hear her floor exercise music during the team. And then in the individual all-around, the same thing happened to her when an American was on, I believe, the balance beam with Shannon Miller. And when Shannon dismounted 9787 on her first vault, it was so loud that she again couldn't hear the last 30 seconds or so of her music. And in both cases, she ended up in tears after her performance. She's had a rough time of it.
And many of the athletes have experienced this and voiced their displeasure.
Same second vault as Mo Hulan. They're really questioning those landings. I'm really surprised we're not seeing more stuck landings on this event.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen one completely stuck landing.
It's really too bad because this vault is only valued out of a 9.9, so she really needs to give herself every opportunity to score big, which includes not taking steps right there.
The score to beat is a 9.768, which is owned by Mo Hulan. And there she is. And she will just sit and wait and watch everyone else try and whittle away at what would be a gold medal if it ended right here. Up next is going to be the woman who has been called for so many years the Belarusian swan and the goddess of gymnastics, Svetlana Boginskaya, as the score comes up for Galieva, a 9.743, which stands her in third place.
What we're seeing here, John, is most of these athletes are choosing to do their most comfortable vault first. You're going to see the same first vault from Svetlana as we've seen already from many of these gymnasts. Yurchenko, 1.5 twist.
We said during the team and the all-around that she had such a fantastic run during training on this vault, but since training hasn't landed a vault. Since now.
She landed that one. If she wins an individual medal here in Atlanta, she would become the first female gymnast to medal in 3 consecutive Olympic Games since Ludmila Teresheva, who medaled in 68, 72, and 76.
Well, finally, this is the form that we saw from Svetlana during the training events here at the Georgia Dome. I said earlier that she won all the training sessions. The crowd was behind her, and it was because of these vaults, the 1.5 twist, and she was just nailing every landing. They absolutely loved it.
Boginskaya's second vault. She's going to stay in the United States following the Atlanta Games, where she will tour. She hopes to remain permanently here in America. She came back to the United States, or came to the United States, to learn English and also to train with Bela Karolyi for a while before going back to Belarus. A 9.8, a terrific score for Boginskaya.
That was well deserved.
9.738 would give her the lead.
That's going to be a very tough task right here. This vault is only out of a 9.9.
Oh, a big step for her.
Everybody's just waiting for someone to go out there and make 2 good runs down the vaulting runway and finish with a good landing.
Shannon Miller is still to come on the vault. Don't go away. Boginskaya's score average a 9.712, which takes her out of the medals. Shannon Miller will be vaulting for her first ever individual event gold medal. She, of course, has a team gold medal now. She is here on this event because Carrie Strug cannot perform, but she is imminently qualified to bring home a gold for herself. The last time you saw Miller, you saw her in tears after she lost second place in the individual all-around.
She's opting to do actually an easier vault because she wants to stick, according to Nuno.
Go!
Well, I think everybody knows by now that those types of hops are big deductions.
The vault is the one event where Shannon has not won an Olympic or World Championship medal.
And she, even though this is a blind landing, she typically can do much better than this. That is a huge hop forward, at least a 1/10 of a point, maybe 2/10.
Usually one of her trademarks, Tim, is she does so well on landings. That's what she's usually known for.
For her second vault, she will also be performing on the balance beam. That'll be tomorrow. It's her only other event final. 9.650. There's still a chance for her to redeem herself on the second vault as Mo Huilan, who is our leader, looks on. And right now it's Huilan, Gojin, and Galieva. 1, 2, 3. Dominique Dawes is back in 5th place.
Well, that's actually a very good score for that first vault, considering that it was only out of a 9.9. Now she's doing the more difficult vault. This one's out of a 10.
Whoa! John, she missed her hand on the horse. Was able to get no push off.
All right. She's your off step again. So you adjust your run halfway through the runway.
She is lucky she wasn't seriously hurt.
Well, Steve said that she lost her steps midway down the run, and that might have been enough for her to lose her concentration. Look, her hand slides right off the horse there, so not able to get any push.
She could get absolutely no block. She's very, very lucky. We'll get a look right here. And of course, to do a vault like this, you really need both hands on the horse.
Slide right off the horse there.
No height. Result.
I heard you gasp when she was in the air, so she knew it too.
You'll see right here, the right hand just misses the horse. And she's probably 2 feet lower than she typically is, John.
So her average will give her a 9.350, which puts her dead last at this point and brings up Elena Gurosheva, a 17-year-old from Yaroslav, Russia.
And she could surprise a lot of people. I saw her in training. She has 2 strong vaults capable of maybe surprising some folks here. Apparently she wasn't listening, John.
Seeing the same thing over and over again on these Yurchenko layouts, 1.5.
Huilan still, Mo Huilan still in the lead. Mo Huilan, Gina Gojin, Rosa Galieva, 1, 2, 3. And the question is, who wants it?
It's really too bad because she's just giving it away. I mean, she has the opportunity. She's seen what's happened ahead of her, and she knows that it's just a matter of sticking the landing.
Right. Don't you think they're just being a little bit conservative? See, when you over-rotate this vault, you know you're not going to have a major deduction on the landing, but you're not going to get the big score. They're just really being a little too conservative.
Her coach, Elena Arkayev, actually asked her to leave the Round Lake Training Center earlier this year because he felt she wasn't working hard enough. 9.737.
Going for another 10.0 vault. She had some difficulty in the warm-up. I was watching just a few minutes ago.
Whoa. Octavian Bellew, the Romanian coach, the last of all, will be one of his gymnasts, Simona Amanar, who was not scheduled to enter the individual all-around. But he made the right choice because she ended up tying for 3rd in the all-around. It was supposed to be Lavinia Milosevic. The Chinese are already interviewing who they think is the gold medalist.
Well, John, I wouldn't be so quick because with Simona Amanar, anything can happen. She is by far one of the greatest vaulters in the world. She is European champion on this event.
As I was mentioning, Bellew, his 3rd gymnast was Alexandra Marinescu, but he didn't feel like she was training hard enough, not working hard enough. So he pulled her out of the individual all-around and put in Simona Amanar.
9.637.
Yeah, I gotta say, it is way premature for the Chinese to be thinking that Mo Huilan has this thing wrapped up.
If you're scoring at home, 9.768 is the score that she has to beat, but this is her first vault.
And it is the same vault as Mo Huilan. Double twisting Yurchenko, the most difficult vault in this competition.
Great vault, big vault, just that hop back on the landing, but that's going to get a big score.
Your first vault is 16 years old.
Amanar has qualified for not only vaults at bars and floor. Mo Huilan still waiting to see the only person that can take the gold medal away from her right now. Velu knows it.
Well, interesting, her second vault, John, is out of a 10.0, unlike Mo Huilan's second vault, which was out of a 9.9. This could be the difference.
9.875. She needs a 9.663 on this next vault to win the gold.
Well, China could come in second 2 times in a row here. Men's floor.
Well, this will be close because that first vault was huge. And will that be enough to give her a 9.663?
Well, it's going to be close because it wasn't great, but it's going to be right around that area, I would say.
And the Chinese women have never won a vaulting medal of any kind before. So it's a huge news story for them. An interview for which they were already getting. Who is going to win the gold medal? Is it Mo Huilan? Is it Simona Amanar? It's in the hands of the judges. Amanar's score is up. Her average is a 9.825, and she does, in fact, take the gold away from Mo Huilan, who finishes silver, and Gina Gojin from Romania, also from Romania, gets the bronze. So Romanian in gold and bronze position.
The difference here on that second vault was the fact that Simona Amanar had a much more difficult vault than Mo Huilan.
That's your gold medalist. Simona Amanar reaches gold. Mo Huilan is pushed back into silver. And Gina Gojin for the bronze. The men are warming up for pommel horse coming up.
At least one medal in women's vault at each of the last 5 Olympics. Here they win 2 with the Chinese woman Mo Huilan in between with the silver. Dominique Dawes 6th, and Shannon Miller vaulting in Kerry Strug's vacated spot finished 8th. We'll have more gymnastics from the Georgia Dome, as John Tesh said. Also, this reminder.